What's good, YouTube? What it be's like? It's your boy Noomski coming to you in effect again with another YouTube journal entry, dreadlock journal entry, whatever you want to call it. Today's a pretty good day. I'm on break right now, so I decided to make a YouTube video. Today I wanted to discuss a topic of interest of mine that I've been researching for a little bit of time now. I've known about this topic or this issue for the past, I want to say like 3 years now, but I never knew it was so serious as it is. The issue that I'm talking about is the fluoridation of our water. I'm pretty sure most of you are aware that they put fluoride in our water, but I'm not sure a lot of you know the effects. And right now I just wanted to go ahead and read a few articles and discuss with you some of my own thoughts about this issue, and maybe you guys can comment and let me know what you think. To me, this issue is very serious. It's scary. I've been drinking fluoridated water my whole life, I guess, and now I'm starting to do this research, and it's like the truth is coming out, and I just wanted to let you guys kind of know and see what your thoughts were about this subject. Basically, before I get into this first article, I wanted to let you guys know where I got my information from. I usually frequent this site called FluorideAlert.org. Yeah, FluorideAlert.org. And it's a very, very good site. It has a lot of information on there. I suggest everybody go check this out. This is stuff that needs to be known by the public, and it's not being put out there. This is the information age. So if you're not trying to find this out on your own, then you're kind of behind the curve. But that's what I'm here for, thankfully. So, I'll put out whatever information I can about any issues that I can dealing with, public safety, public health, whatever. That's what I feel I'm here for. It's just whatever knowledge I know, I'm gonna give it away, because knowledge is wealth and it needs to be shared. But anyway, moving on. So the first issue we're gonna talk about is fluoride's role in causing cancer, and it does have a pretty big role to play. According to the National Toxicology Program, the NTP, the preponderance of evidence from laboratory studies indicates that fluoride is a mutagen, a compound that causes genetic damage. A chemical that can cause genetic damage is one that can likely cause or contribute to the development of cancer. While the concentrations of fluoride causing genetic damage in laboratory studies are generally far higher than the concentrations found in human blood, there are certain microenvironments in the body, basically the bones or the bladder, the kidneys, oral cavities, your pineal gland, where cells can be exposed to fluoride levels that are comparable to those causing genetic damage in the laboratory. Moreover, some research has found that cells of primates, including great apes and humans, are more susceptible to fluoride's mutagenic effects than cells of rodents. These factors may help explain why 7 studies since the 1990s have found evidence of genetic damage in humans with high fluoride exposures. So basically, it's not going to have the same effect in rats as it will in humans per se. It could be more damaging for humans being exposed to fluoride can. So it doesn't even matter. Any creature that is exposed to, any creature, any mammal, whatever, any animal that is exposed to this chemical or this drug, as some would put it, is at risk. Moving on. Fluoride and osteosarcoma, basically bone cancer. The concern that fluoride can cause cancer has been fueled by evidence linking it to a serious form of bone cancer known as osteosarcoma. This evidence includes a government animal study, as well as several studies of human populations living in the United States. Osteosarcoma is a rare but deadly form of cancer that strikes primarily during the teenage years. A national case control study published in 2006 by Harvard scientists found that boys exposed to fluoridated water during their 6th, 7th, and 8th years of life had a significantly elevated risk of developing osteosarcoma during adolescence. The sex-specific link between fluoride and osteosarcoma in young males is consistent with the government's animal study, which found osteosarcomas in the fluoride-treated male rats, but not the female ones. It is also consistent with previous studies by the National Cancer Institute and New Jersey Department of Health, which both found associations between fluoridation and osteosarcoma in young males, but not females. So basically, this fluoride can affect you based off of your gender as well. I mean, at the end of the day, thank the Most High, I don't have any kind of osteosarcoma going on, or at least that I know of. But still, I haven't had any issues. But still, you got different types of people out here that have different types of immune systems, and bodies can't. Some people's bodies can't handle what others can. And like I said, this is a public health issue. This isn't just one or two cases. And you got schools like Harvard and all these other kind of organizations that are doing these studies where they're finding out that this fluoride ain't nothing good. It really isn't. It's nothing good for us to be drinking. It's nothing good for us to be using or handling. It's some bad shit. Next, I'm going to read the effects of fluoride on the brain, and this one here is pretty interesting as well. Fluoride's ability to damage the brain is one of the most effective areas of fluoride research today. In the past 3 decades, over 100 studies have found that fluoride exposure can damage the brain. This research includes over 40 animal studies showing that prolonged exposure to varying levels of fluoride can damage the brain, particularly when coupled with an iodine deficiency or aluminum excess. 37 human studies linking moderately high fluoride exposures with reduced intelligence. 19 animal studies reporting that mice or rats ingesting fluoride have an impaired capacity to learn and remember. 12 studies, 7 human, 5 animal, linking fluoride with neurobehavioral deficits. So basically like impaired visual and spatial organization. And 3 human studies linking fluoride exposure with impaired fetal brain development. Let me read that one more time. 3 human studies linking fluoride exposure with impaired fetal brain development. So now we're talking about babies that aren't even born yet are having their brain's biological functions basically fucked around with because of this chemical. This is really bad. This is really serious. This is a travesty against humanity. I mean, to me, there shouldn't be any chemicals put into our water that harm us at all, especially children. Based on this accumulating body of research, several prestigious reviews, including a report authored by the U.S. National Research Council and a meta-analysis published by a team of Harvard scientists, have raised red flags about the potential for low levels of fluoride to harm brain development in some members of the population. So, yeah, I mean, they're already starting to see that this chemical affects our brain's functions. And if you're not educated on it, you wouldn't even know. You know what I mean? That's why knowledge is so important. That's why we as a people need to do our own research and do our own studying on topics that concern us. Because we can't rely on just doctors telling us everything all the time. Half the time, doctors want to keep you sick anyway. Because if you're sick, you're going to keep coming to them. You know what I mean? Why? There's no money in a cure. There's no money in any kind of cure for anybody. So for these pharmaceutical companies to come up with cures for cancer or cures for AIDS, there's no real monetary gain in that for them. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the bigger agenda here. Why not keep people sick? You know what I'm saying? You're paying a doctor's salary. You're paying for his house, his yacht, his expensive foreign car. You know what I'm saying? His wife's surgeries, whatever the fuck. All I'm saying is we're getting raped as a people, as a society. Our health is at jeopardy. We need to take this more seriously. Next, I'm going to read a review by the National Research Council, and this review came out in 2006. The National Research Council stated that it is apparent that fluorides have the ability to interfere with the functions of the brain. In addition to calling for U.S.-based research on fluoride's IQ effects, the NRC expressed concern about fluoride's possible contribution to dementia. According to the NRC, studies of populations exposed to different concentrations of fluoride should be undertaken to evaluate neurochemical changes that may be associated with dementia. Consideration should be given to assessing effects from chronic exposure, effects that might be delayed or occur late in life, and individual susceptibility. So basically, there's concern that fluoride is causing one of the most well-known ailments to affect elderly people for decades, and that's dementia. You see what I'm saying? So slowly but surely we're doing the research in a professional setting and finding that, yeah, there is something to this chemical called fluoride. Yeah, we need to wake up. That's really what it is. We really need to wake up and pay attention to what we're putting into our bodies and actually care. I mean, fuck all these processed foods and all these other packaged foods. Basically, everything you want grows right outside. You know what I'm saying? You can find it in the ground. You know, there's medicine within everything natural that we eat. So why not take advantage of it? No, we're too lazy. We want people to go out there and pick all the crops for us. We don't want to plant our own gardens. We don't want to start our own herbs. We want to go out there and have everything conveniently delivered to us. But see, when you introduce a third party into it, and you're not the one that's creating your own foods, like growing your own vegetables or making your own dinners, cooking your own dinners. If you're like a person who's constantly going out there and getting microwavable meals or getting any kind of prepackaged food that you don't even know where it came from, you're putting yourself at risk. You really are. You're putting yourself at risk, and you're putting your family at risk if you're feeding them those things too. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not rich. I don't have, a whole shit ton of money, but I'm gonna do the best that I can to make sure that my family's eating healthy. And I know nowadays times is hard, and groceries are expensive. They're some of the most expensive this country's ever seen. But you gotta try. You gotta try. For all you people that live in the city, I mean, in urban areas, if you don't have your own land, buy some flower pots, buy some soil, buy an aero garden, start growing your own crops. I mean, no, not crops, but start growing your own vegetables. You can grow cherry tomatoes inside. You can grow peppers, you can grow herbs and spices. A lot of people can do things on their own that they don't have to go to the store and do. You know what I'm saying? Like, or should I say buy? You know what I mean? So start looking at different aspects of living your life, people. This is the time to start doing it. Alright, I'm gonna read you guys a couple more reviews, just two more, and I'm gonna let you guys go because I gotta get ready to go myself. But the second review I want to read was from Harvard back in 2012. In July of 2012, a team of Harvard researchers published a meta-analysis of 27 studies that have investigated the relationship between fluoride and human intelligence. The overwhelming majority of these studies found that fluoride exposure was associated with reduced IQ in children. In fact, 26 of the 27 studies that met the Harvard team's inclusion criteria found a relationship between elevated fluoride and reduced IQ. Let me read that one more time. In fact, 26 of the 27 studies that met the Harvard team's inclusion criteria found a relationship between elevated fluoride and reduced IQ. The Harvard team thus concluded that fluoride's effect on the developing brain of children should be a high research priority in countries like the U.S., where despite mass fluoridation programs, no studies have yet been conducted to investigate the issue. As noted by Dr. Philip Grandjean, an environmental health scientist at the Harvard School of Public Health, fluoride seems to fit in with lead, mercury, and other poisons that cause chemical brain drain. The effect of each toxicant may seem small, but the combined damage on a population scale can be serious, especially because the brain power of the next generation is crucial to all of us. So as I said before, man, now they're fucking with kids. Like, you're fucking with the intelligence of future generations. This chemical is turning our brains into mush. Basically, it's making us dumber by the year. Like, every year you're drinking this, you're probably like destroying God knows how many brain cells or whatever else it destroys. All I know is there are some smarter people than me who are doing research to try and stop fluoridation of water. And I just look at it like we're in for a world of hurt, people. In the future, we're in for a world of hurt. Like, the knowledge is there, but no one is like tapping into it. It's like, come on, wake up. Cut off the fucking reality shows. Fuck a hip hop. What is that shit called? Love and Hip Hop. Fuck a Housewives of whatever. Fuck all that bullshit. Turn the TV off. Open up a book. You know what I'm saying? Get out there and read. Get out there and learn something. You know what I mean? Like, we for too long have been sitting by and just wasting our brains. Obviously, the powers that be are letting us do it on our own. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. You know what I'm saying? Like, here it is. We live in a society where we care more about what's on TV than what's really going on in society. Like, we care more about stupid, frivolous things that hold no real value over our own health. Like, where's the sense in that? Come on, people, we need to wake up. Like I said, I got one more article to read, and then I'm gonna let you guys go, and hopefully you guys can really meditate on this issue and come up with your own conclusions as well. It's on you, man. It's on you, 'cause there's so much to do. There's so much to do. Next, I'm going to talk about the pineal gland and the effects of fluoride on it. In the 1990s, a British scientist, Jennifer Luke, discovered that fluoride accumulates to strikingly high levels in the pineal gland. The pineal gland is located between the two hemispheres of the brain and is responsible for the synthesis and secretion of the hormone melatonin. Melatonin maintains the body's circadian rhythm. I hope I said that right. But basically, melatonin regulates your sleep-wake cycle. It also regulates the onset of puberty in females and helps protect the body from cell damage caused by free radicals. While it is not yet known if fluoride accumulation affects pineal gland function, preliminary animal experiments found that fluoride reduced melatonin levels and shortened the time to puberty. Based on this and other evidence, the National Research Council has stated that fluoride is likely to cause decreased melatonin production and to have other effects on normal pineal function, which in turn could contribute to a variety of effects in humans. The pineal gland has the highest level of fluoride in the body. As a calcifying tissue that is exposed to a high volume of blood flow, the pineal gland is a major target for fluoride accumulation in humans. In fact, the calcified parts of the pineal gland contain the highest fluoride concentrations in the human body, higher than either bone or teeth. Although the soft tissue of the pineal does not accumulate fluoride to the same extent as the calcified part, it does contain higher levels of fluoride than found in other types of soft tissue in the body, with concentrations that are known in other contexts to inhibit enzymes. While the impact of these fluoride concentrations in the pineal are not yet fully understood, studies have found that calcified deposits in the pineal are associated with decreased numbers of functioning pinealocytes and reduced melatonin production, as well as impairments in the sleep-wake cycle. Fluoride and earlier puberty in girls. In the United States, children are reaching the age of puberty at earlier ages than in the past, a trend that carries health consequences, including a heightened risk for breast cancer. Some evidence indicates that fluoride, via its effect on the pineal, could be a contributing cause to this trend. In animal studies, for example, fluoride exposure has been found to cause a decrease in the amount of circulating melatonin and lead to an accelerated sexual maturation in females. Similar findings have been reported in two epidemiological studies of human populations drinking fluoridated water. In the first published fluoridation safety experiment in Newburgh, New York, the authors found that girls living in a fluoridated community reached puberty 5 months earlier than girls living in a non-fluoridated community. Later, in 1983, a doctor named Farkas reported that post-menarcheal girls were present at younger ages in the higher fluoride town than in the low fluoride town, although the reported median ages were the same. So basically, this is also contributing to why you see so many young girls out there now walking around. They're so overly developed now. It's not just the steroids and the meats and the different antibiotics and drugs they're putting in meats. It's what they got in the damn water. All I'm saying is, this is unsatisfactory. This is retarded. We're sitting up here and allowing ourselves to be poisoned. People, we need to wake up. That's all it is. We need to wake up and start speaking up for ourselves. Get up, get out, and do something. Just like the song says. So if you just standing idly by and letting time pass, brushing this situation off your shoulder, letting someone else, take over, then you're behind the curve. Thanks for watching. And please subscribe if you haven't already. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine.
If you could talk, you could sing. If you could walk, you could dance. That's the old proverb from Zimbabwe. Now I mean, if you could talk, you could sing. If you could walk, you could dance. Yeah, and the trumpet is blown. Yeah. One more time. Yo, anybody could tell you how it is. What we putting down right here, this is how it is and how it could be. Reflection eternal for real. And with that, these cats is no match. Plus they lack a certain knack for rapping, chasing, but they never catch the wagon. Like rerunning what's happening since back when they had party issues and snotty tissues. We've been rocking. Think you popping next year, nobody will miss you. My thoughts is too advanced for the artists on these labels. They come sweeter than sable and softer than mashed potatoes. I tried to told you the rhymes ran over MCs like Land Rovers. It took them back in time like Sankofa. We still